Good morning, friends. This is your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is Monday, November 15, 2021. I want to wish a very happy birthday to my best friend since high school days, Jill, who is moving on up and out to a better location for herself, her partner, and their kitty cat Shredder to live. Here's to you, sis. I wish you safe and happy tidings on your total environment transformational shift. The sun is in Scorpio today, which puts the spotlight on our power to transform ourselves and the circumstances around us. This takes commitment and focus, which Scorpio's influence lends to us all at this time. It also takes a clear and compassionate vision for what can be. I encourage you to articulate your vision for the future at this time, just so you and the universe can be on the same page going forward. The moon is in Aries all day today. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac and so is interpreted as the beginning of a cycle. Moon in Aries can bring out our impatience, make us feel bored with the routine, and calls us to do whatever excites us the most. It's an auspicious and confident time to make a fresh start. Additionally, the moon is a waxing gibbous today, which encourages us to focus our Aries drive to act on accomplishing this week's goals in time for the full moon on Friday. Focus your power. And here's a little side note. Allow me to go on a tangent regarding the sun in Scorpio and the moon in Aries. Once upon a time, many years ago, before Galileo invented the telescope, we didn't know that Scorpio's ruling planet Pluto even existed. Astrology was already quite old at that point, though, and had already long agreed that Mars, the planet that rules Aries, also ruled Scorpio. There is indeed some figurative overlap of these signs. Both are thought of as powerful, aggressive, and goal-oriented. Mars' traditional reputation as the god of war points to the warlike stances of these two signs. Cardinal fire sign Aries brings out the outward aggression, physical fight in us. But don't underestimate the fixed water sign Scorpio, which quietly and consistently maintains battle readiness. In fact, Pluto was discovered in 1930, so for less than 100 years, Scorpio has been the sign of depths, extremes, and transformations, when for literally thousands of years before that it was related more to the lust for power that builds coalitions and generates warlike strategies of conquest. And while I'm off on this tangent, I'll also make note that Mars has been in Scorpio most of this past month, adding that extra assertive boost to Sun in Scorpio's already powerful effect. More figurative and literal power to you, my friends. Okay, let's take a look at these planets and aspects before we get into the interpretations. I have prepared a legend of the symbols we'll be looking at today so that we can start with an idea of some of the energies we'll be working with. We have the sun, and the sun always represents our outer life. That's who we are when we step out the door, who you are at work, in the civic sphere, and in the social sphere. And then we also have the moon. The moon always represents our inner life. That's your relationship with yourself, how we feel, what we intuit and know. And it also relates to our domestic surroundings, so where we live, who we are at home with, and how we behave when we are at home. Furthermore, we do have Mars on board today. Just as a reminder that Mars is in Scorpio, because I thought that was great overlap. Mars does represent our personal sense of initiative, our will to act, our drives and our passions, the things that fire us up. Venus is here, and Venus represents love and money, or how do you relate to those things and people that you value the most. We also have Chiron on board. Chiron represents how to heal. Jupiter is here. Jupiter represents growth, expansion, positivity. And Pluto is here as Scorpio's ruling planet. Pluto represents death and rebirth, or those deep transformational changes, the extremes that we go to get there. So yeah, and then as far as aspects today, it looks like we've got all squares. So we've got a little bit of challenges in front of us, but probably we're aware of the challenges that are before us. And they're mostly the kind of challenges that if we apply a little patience and use our heads more than our emotions, we can move right through them. As for the signs that we have on the board today that we'll be mentioning, we have the Scorpio because the sun is in Scorpio. We have Aries because the moon is in Aries. And we have Taurus because the upcoming full moon will be in Taurus. Oh, and Sagittarius is down here because the upcoming sun will be in Sagittarius on Sunday. Not yet. I have divided our aspects into 2 columns, one for each of our luminaries. The moon sheds light on our nights and it moves very quickly, creating many brief aspects that represent ambient energies that may produce moods and other internal experiences for us through the course of the day. That's the moon. The sun sheds light on our days. I address the rest of the planets on this side because these aspects take longer and they have more of an impact on our actions and interactions out in the world. And we start on the sun side today at 2:07 Central Standard Time, my friends, 2:07 a.m. Venus runs square to Chiron. Venus is about our relationship to the people and things that we most value. And in aspect with our natal Chiron, we are asked whether our approaches to relating are altogether well. Is there healing to be done between loved ones? Or in one's approach to managing their finances even? It's worthwhile to notice with the understanding that under a square aspect, true healing may be difficult. Check Chiron's placement in your natal chart for further clues as to what misalignments are under the spotlight. We'll be checking in on this aspect for 3 more days. It's a 4 days aspect. And what we're trying to see is what can be healed in our approach to love and money, those, or in other words, those people and things that we the most value. And then at 1:58 p.m. today, the sun runs square to Jupiter. This is an aspect that comes around twice a year, and it's one of those things where we have our intentions in the right place to make it, where we have to have our intentions in the right place to make it work out for us. So when the sun, the outer life, comes into aspect with Jupiter, there are all kinds of great opportunities available to us out in the world. We can practically help ourselves to extra helpings of good fortune and opportunities for positive growth. The challenge comes here. Can you show respect, moderation, and self-discipline? Remain committed and focused on those things you've already set about expanding in your life. Resist the urge to take on a bunch of new stuff in the spirit of optimism. This aspect will last about 2 days. And as I said, it comes around twice a year. We'll talk about it again tomorrow. So, big opportunities available. Apply wisdom and dedication, right? Remember those things that you're dedicated to expanding, and put your focus there rather than feeling completely optimistic and changing your plans for something, else, because when we change our mind, the universe changes with us, but it has to like slow down and change direction and then move forward for us. So we slow ourselves down by changing our minds all the time. This is about remembering what we're focused on manifesting in our life and pushing forward into it, because Jupiter is there to help us expand. And now in the lunar column at 3:06 a.m., the moon made a square with Venus. The moon in aspect with Venus represents an increased desire for affection and connection. The challenge comes when we become careless or overly indulgent. We may also find ourselves really not wanting to go to work or take care of other responsibilities. Fortunately, the moon is in Aries, and it will likely provide what drive we need to do what must be done. This is a 2-hour aspect. Cuddly and lazy. So today's lunar energy signature is overall somewhat cuddly and somewhat lazy, but overall having the drive to take care of business. Thank you, Aries. Coming up this Friday, we will see a full moon in Taurus, and on Sunday, the sun will make ingress into Sagittarius. We'll talk about these things and more in upcoming episodes. That's it for today, friends. This has been your Daily Aspects, an astrological weather forecast for Monday, November 15, 2021. If you haven't already, please like my video and subscribe to the Old Girl channel. I will leave this up here for 30 seconds so that you may have time to look it over. Thank you so much for being here with me today. My name is Melanie Rose, and I will see you all back here tomorrow for more Daily Aspects.